Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. In today's video we're going to take a look at one of the many different warbands in Age of Sigmar Warcry. We're going to take a look at all the fighters available to this warband, what they do on the tabletop, the abilities the warband has, and how to build a foursome on the tabletop as well. Along with this we'll look at some interesting ally options as well for the warband. In today's video, we're going to take a look at getting started in Age of Sigmar Warcry with the Lumineth Realm Lords, using the contents of the Army's Vanguard box set. Today's video is sponsored by Gap Games, a fantastic miniature wargaming store in Queensland, Australia. They stock a wide variety of miniature wargames from all things Games Workshop to some of my personal favourites, Conquest of the Last Argument of Kings, and all things Modifius wargames as well. Use our affiliate code in the link below to help support both this fantastic store and the channel as well. Leading the box set is our Scenari Catalar. This Lumineth wizard is fairly cheap for a leader runemark option, costing just 95 points. It has a pretty basic melee profile, doing 2 damage or 4 with a crit, with its 2 strength 4 attacks. The model also has the terrifying runemark. This runemark will give the fighter access to the triple ability called Emotional Transference, which will allow you to pick a nearby friendly fighter that is wounded and make an enemy unit potentially suffer the wounds that they have during the battle as well. The first unit we have inside the box set is the Venari Aurelin Wardens. These pike-wielding elves have a solid defense of 4, but only 8 wounds each. They're a very nice 3-inch range with their melee attacks, and have a high critical hit value of 4 as well. The warrior runemark they have will give the fighters access to the Shining Company double ability, which can be used only if 2 warriors with said warrior runemark are near each other, and if the 2 fighters are, they can join together and have the enemy's attacks be at 1 less when attacking the runemarked fighters. The High Warden is next, and this is the unit champion for the Venari Aurelin Wardens. This model has access to the Shining Company double ability as well as its special abilities from being a leader runemarked fighter as well. The last runemark the fighter has is the Trapper runemark, and this will give the fighter access to the Moonfire Flask double, which can be used to deal some damage to a nearby enemy. Venari Aurelin Sentinels are a fighter that brings some range damage to the force. Their bows have a solid 15-inch maximum range and deal 1 damage regularly or 3 on a crit. Like their Warden compatriots, they have the Warrior runemark for access to the Shining Company double, which can help them be protected or while providing some firepower for your more combat-focused fighters. The High Sentinel is the champion option for the Venari Aurelin Sentinels. It has the Warrior runemark for access to Shining Company, the Leader runemark, and the Scout runemark as well, for access to an ability called Sharp-Eyed Skyhawk, a triple ability. This will allow you to pick an enemy fighter within 20 inch of the High Sentinel, and then until the end of the battle round you actually gain bonus attacks when targeting them with any of your friendly fighters. Something to note though is the High Sentinel actually doesn't have a ranged attack profile. Lastly, for units we have the Venari Blade Lords. These fighters hit a lot harder than some of the other fighters, with a strength of 4 and a damage of 2 or 5 with a crit. They have the Warrior runemark for access to Shining Company, and the Frenzied runemark for access to a quad ability called Perfect Strike, which allows the fighters to make a bonus attack action and in addition add the value of the ability to all the damage of their critical hits. The Venari Blade Lords have 2 different options of weapons for their unit champion, with the first being the Blade Lord Essential with Sun Metal Dual Blades. Both variations have the same runemarks as their unit, the Venari Blade Lords, and both also add the Leader runemark as well. The Dual Sun Metal Blades option is the option with the most attacks. The other option is the Sun Metal Great Blades. This weapon option has 1 less attack but does have a higher critical damage value of 5 instead of 4. The fighter also has a 2-inch range, but everything else from defense 3, 16 wounds is all the same between the 2 fighters. For our list today, we've got 3 leaders in here, and we've gone for the Scenari Catalar, obviously, and then a High Sentinel and High Warden. For me, I think the Blade Lord Essential just misses out because you get more useful abilities with the High Sentinel and High Warden. For fighters, we have gone with 2 Venari Aurelin Sentinels, 3 Venari Aurelin Wardens, and 3 Venari Blade Lords. Moving into Battle Group 1, we've got some of our Venari units together here with 2 Wardens, the Blade Lord, and the Scenari Catalar. Meanwhile, in Battle Group 2, we have our High Warden joined by 2 Blade Lords and another Warden. And Battle Group 3 will see all our ranged units working together with a High Sentinel and 2 Venari Aurelin Sentinels. We hope that this video was helpful in getting you started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry, and that it was able to give you some ideas and inspiration to start your own force in the game. If you have any other questions at all, please comment them down below and we'll endeavour to get back to you. And while you're there, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe and join our Discord server as well, linked in the video's description, for all our future Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry content.